Butterbean Queen about his thrilling victory on the coast, and Marcus Richmond as the focus shifts to South Boston. Stay tuned. Cars Tour Weekly, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies, is next. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cars Tour Weekly. I'm JD Boucher, and today I am joined by Alan Dietz from the Bull Ring. Hey, Alan.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good, and I know you were actually at New River this weekend.
Yes, I actually was able to make it out. I did a little work for the track, got to hang out with everybody and catch all the excitement in person. It was great.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Thank you. Well, you know, Alan, we're glad to have 5-Star Race Car Bodies back as this week's newest sponsor on Cars Tour Weekly. Dirt or pavement, late models to street stocks, and everything in between, 5-Star Race Car Bodies are the folks to talk to if you are in the market for a new body or body parts.
I'm not ready to get any new body parts, but if I was, 5-Star would be the way to go.
Absolutely.
Well, what do we got coming up now?
Let's see. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Butterbean Queen about his thrilling victory over Ronnie Bassett Jr., which was very exciting.
Yes.
You're watching Cars Tour Weekly on Racing America.
What creates a winning combination? Quality, focus, discipline, and most importantly, speed. At Pepperjack Kennels, we provide exceptional water and land training services for hardworking retrievers. From leading in the field to leading on the track, together we establish winning dogs and a winning team. Devoted to retrievers and motorsports, we are Pepperjack Kennels. Visit us online to learn more.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
5-Star Bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance, the highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-Star.
The American Canadian Tour returns to North Woodstock, New Hampshire for the Fall Foliage 200 at White Mountain Motorsports Park. Saturday, September 16th, 200 laps and $5,000 to win for the ACT feature. Plus, Pro All-Star Series Super Late Models, Modifieds, Flying Tigers, and the New England Super Modified Series. That's Saturday, September 16th, and you can see it all live only on Racing America.
Welcome back to Cars Tour Weekly, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies. Today, we are joined by New River All-American Speedway winner, Brenden Butterbean Queen. Brenden, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank y'all for having me.
Well, I have to say, I feel like you have New River All-American Speedway figured out. What is your secret to your tire wear success?
I don't know. I think, you got to have a lot of luck to go your way. Obviously, the caution at the end kind of helped us have a shot, but we did have a good car to contend, and I think a combination of, lead pulling and performance, bringing such good cars that can make the tires last, and then, my dirt racing helps a little bit, and, I come from low grip racing at Langley, so I think just all that combined really helps when you go to a place like that.
Last week, the ladies talked to Chris Burns about how New River's kind of become similar to Myrtle Beach in the shape of the racetrack, but especially in the tire wear. How do you gauge when to go and when to hold back? In other words, is there a lap where you say, okay, when we get to lap 80, we're going, or is there position on the racetrack? What is it that determines when you go and when you don't?
It just really depends on the way the race is playing out, because you can have a plan and just it changes on the fly throughout the race depending on everybody else. So part of the problem I have is I went to try to get me some track position right before that last caution, and then basically they started racing really, really hard, so I kind of had to abort the mission, and I went from 11th to 8th or 9th, and then I said, you know what, what's the difference of restarting 9th or 11th? I'm like, I'd rather just ride and attack on this restart, because I knew at that point those guys are going to be hurting when we go back green. So it's you kind of have a plan, but I tell everybody the plan changes by the minute, it seems.
Well, I definitely always feel like you have a plan at New River. You're undefeated there this year. I've heard you say in countless interviews with me and with other people that your dirt background really helps you. What is it about the dirt background that really helps you at places like New River?
I think just being able to feel the grip in the seat and on your foot with the throttle, stuff like that is really big in dirt racing. So when you can, apply it to the asphalt side, I think it just helps. And you find maximum grip, even on tracks that don't have grip, with the way you or how much throttle input you give. And I think that's all night long in a dirt car. You're having to modulate the gas pedal. So I think that's where that comes from.
Now I'm going to throw a little knowledge down on you. How about Dixieland Speedway?
Oh my gosh.
That's
Speedway.
That's where Butterbean's got a little bit of success at. And totally off topic right now, we need to get you down to Lakeview in South Carolina, where I announce it, and open that thing up a little bit and do some dirt racing down there.
I'd love to. Thankfully, I get to drive the dirt car from my sponsor, BRC. They own the dirt cars, and we get to go do that. We're actually going to go run this weekend since I have an off weekend down at Dixieland. But I'd love to go run some more places. It just hasn't worked out with our schedules and motor packages and stuff like that. But we definitely like it doing a dirt car, and you never know where we'll pop up one weekend.
Well, let's get back to New River, as much as I'd love to talk about dirt, but that's for another show. So take me through those last couple of laps. You got Ronnie Bassett Jr. on you. He's hungry for a win. I think even Zach Evans and I were talking about it, and we were like, you had to know the bumper was coming whenever you went into turn 3. So did the last lap play out kind of the way that you thought it would?
It did. I knew right before the caution he was a little bit better than us, but we just were, we both better than the 44, but he was catching me too. And I knew if I could get the lead on the outside, I'd probably have a really good shot. And I found some grip up there on the top, passing Connor. And when Ronnie got there, I moved up, and he actually got alongside me, and I was able to clear him. And I said, okay, I was like, I need to keep him pinched from up here. And on that last lap, I knew he was looking, and I decided, I'm going to give him the bottom getting into 3, because I was like, I'd rather him hit me in the door than run in the back of me and just send me up the hill. And I thought that'd be my best chance of winning it, with him having to run into the door and get sideways. And, he hit me a little bit harder than I anticipated, but it kind of played out how I thought it was when I gave him the bottom. And luckily, we were able to get it hooked up and get back to the line before any of them, and it worked out.
Well, it definitely seemed to work out for you. It was a great finish, very thrilling for the fans. I also got to point out the fact that you are 33 points behind Carson Quapple. What is your game plan to catch him and to beat him and to pull him that championship this year? I
think we just got to keep doing what we're doing, maximizing our days with points, bonus points, getting poles, leading laps, and winning races. We could talk about Tri-County and running out of gas and all that. That's put us in this position, but that's part of it, and we can't change it. Obviously, if we'd have not ran out of gas at one Tri-County, it probably would have looked a lot closer on the points, but we're not out of it yet. We're going to fight to the very end, and, worst case, if we come up a little short, but we win the next 3, we'd have as many wins as the 8 car, and we're already tied in poles, so I consider it a good year no matter what, but we're going to fight till the end.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for joining us today, Butterbean. Coming up, we're going to review the highlights from New River All-American Speedway. More Cars Tour Weekly after these messages.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
5-Star Bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-Star.
Don't miss the 21st annual John Blewett III North-South Shootout in memory of Charles Kepley at Caraway Speedway, November 2nd through the 4th, plus championship races for the Cars Tour late model stock and pro late models. The ground-pounding tour-type modifieds race for $10,000 to win. Also racing the 602 modifieds and more. It's the 21st annual North-South Shootout at Caraway Speedway, November 2nd through the 4th. For reserved tickets, camping, or info, visit carawayspeedway.com.
What creates a winning combination? Quality, focus, discipline, and most importantly, speed. At Pepperjack Kennels, we provide exceptional water and land training services for hardworking retrievers. From leading in the field to leading on the track, together we establish winning dogs and a winning team. Devoted to retrievers and motorsports, we are Pepperjack Kennels. Visit us online to learn more.
Welcome back to Cars Tour Weekly, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies. I'm joined again today by Alan Dietz. I'm JD Boucher. And this weekend, the Cars Tour was at New River All-American Speedway.
Yeah, and, I know last week you and Jess talked about it, and we talked a little bit about it with Butterbean, but this racetrack has changed a lot from the days where I was announcing UARA races there, and the asphalt was fairly new, and you could go out there and charge the whole time.
You can't do that now.
No, and I think you'll see here in the highlights that, you can go out there and lead laps, but you've really got to save tires, and
it's crucial.
Yeah, and that's the way it proved out this weekend.
Just all it is.
Yeah.
All right, well, with that being said, let's go ahead and go to this week's Cars Tour highlights. Championship leaders Butterbean Queen and Carson Quapple lead the field to the green for the 125 lapper. Queen grabs the top spot but is bypassed by Chad McCumbee on the outside to take the lead on lap 3. McCumbee leads until lap 29 when he is passed by the 15 of Logan Clark. 49 laps to go, McCumbee uses lap traffic to his advantage, moving by Clark and relegating him to second. 10 laps later, young Connor Jones goes by McCumbee for the lead. 22 laps to go, Queen decides it's time to go, moving into second after passing McCumbee and Quapple. Then with 6 to go, the 15 of Ryan Millington spins after he and McCarty get together in turn 3. After the restart, Queen and Bassett split Jones, drop-kicking him to third with less than 5 to go. Last lap, Bassett tags Queen entering turn 3. Both gather it in. Queen takes the win over Jones, who just edged out Bassett for second.
Yeah, and Ronnie Bassett Jr. is hungry for a win,
Yes.
and you saw how sideways he got whenever the two of them got together, and I think it's just he drove it in there so hard that he was on the edge of control.
Right.
And had he been a little bit closer and maybe been able to get up there and nudge him to where he wasn't going in there so hard and maybe getting the rear end loose, maybe things would have been a little bit different, but
It happens when you're hungry for a win.
Yep, plays out for Butterbean.
Yeah. Thanks, Alan. Coming up, we'll talk with Marcus Richmond about his season so far and his trip to South Boston soon. You're watching Cars Tour Weekly, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies.
The American Canadian Tour returns to North Woodstock, New Hampshire for the Fall Foliage 200 at White Mountain Motorsports Park. Saturday, September 16th. 200 laps and $5,000 to win for the ACT feature. Plus, Pro All-Star Series Super Late Models, Modifieds, Flying Tigers, and the New England Super Modified Series. That's Saturday, September 16th, and you can see it all live only on Racing America.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Welcome back to Cars Tour Weekly. I'm JD Boucher, joined by Alan Dietz, and we are joined on the phone by Marcus Richmond of R&S Race Cars. Hey, Marcus, how are you?
How y'all doing today? I'm doing good.
Good. Well, I'm just going to get right into it because you have one of my favorite Cars Tour drivers driving for you, Bobby McCarty, and he's rejoined you this year after being gone for a little while. What does it mean to you to be able to have Bobby a part of the team again?
It's actually really good. Me and Bobby have worked together, through Nelson Motorsports since 2016, and we've grown really close together. Even when I was truck racing, so for him to come on board this year has been a blessing. We kind of like a family, back together again, and it's actually, we've had some ups and downs through the year, but no matter what, we're all digging for the same direction. That's what matters.
Well, the second half of the season for you guys has been a real turnaround, and you could probably elaborate a little bit on it, but I know when the last time we had Bobby on the show, he said that there had been a lot of turnover overall, that there were a lot of new crew members or returning crew members, but not really the same team that you guys had last year.
Yeah, we definitely had, some changes, made. We had, a couple teams, and so you kind of move people around to accommodate everybody. David Triplett, I've been working with him, since 2015 or 16. We're like best friends, and he kind of, oversees Bobby's car at the racetrack. So, it just took us a little bit to get the feel that Bobby wanted versus what we had, had the year before last with Jonathan Schaefer. So once we kind of got the feel that he wants, we know what he's looking for every week, and so we can try to make it happen for him so he can have a good race car.
All right, so next up on the Cars Tour schedule is South Boston. You guys are the most recent South Boston winner at the South Boston 200. What is it going to take for you guys to get back into victory lane again this time around?
Well, we kind of, if you've done your homework, we inherited that win. We finished second, and
hey, you were the first legal car.
That's right.
There you go. So we, when we go back, we got to gain a little bit more speed, a little bit more longevity. We got to keep in the car just a little bit. I think we got a good baseline. We just needed to be a little bit better to maybe beat that number 8 Junior Motorsports car, and even the 03 car was really strong that weekend too. So it's just, you got to be on your game and have all your I's dotted and your T's crossed to win one of these races. Everybody's so good, so we definitely give it our all.
Your late model stock resume is all around your time in the Craftsman Truck Series. You got pre-Truck Series, and I know late model stocks have changed a ton since then, and now you got the Cars Tour and post your time in the Truck Series. To you, is Cars late model stock racing more similar to Truck Series racing, or is it still, kind of like the way it was before you ever left to go to the trucks?
No, sir. It's really, the Truck Series was its own entity for me. Like, it's totally different, than anything I've done. The super late model racing is different. Everything I've ever done is, each series has its own entity. The late model stocks have grown so much from the time I've done it in the early 2000s. Back then, like you had a good crew chief and a good driver with a good car, you was going to win races. And that's not the case now. I mean, we have good cars, good crew chiefs, good drivers, good engines. And it just really takes, then you got to have no mechanical failures, no nothing. Like, any little thing goes wrong in the Cars Tour, you're off that weekend and you're finished 9th or 10th. This series is more competitive than anything I've ever done in my career, week in and week out. So it really makes you, dig down, grind, and just make sure everything is 100% perfect. And to be honest with you, you almost have to have a perfect car, perfect night to win one of these Cars Tour races, versus, what it was, in the early 2000s.
Yeah, and you do have such an extensive resume. And with that being said, and going back and touching base on the car or the Truck Series stuff, would you want to expand your program personally to move up to ARCA or Trucks, Xfinity? Is that something you'd be interested in, or are you happy where you're at right now?
I'm never going to say never. I think if the right situation was ever to come about in any type of racing, round track racing, that I would, jump on that situation. I tell you, I really, in my stint at KBM, I really love working on the super late models. And to be honest with you, I really like that just as much as I do truck racing. The truck racing stuff, you got to have a boatload of money, and, it just takes a lot of time and effort. I really enjoy the late model stocks and the super late models. I think I would be more adamant to do some super late model racing before I probably would truck racing. I think it just fits me right now. The truck racing stuff, where you don't have any practice. You have 15 minutes practice, then you go straight to qualifying. Like, when I was truck racing, I lived for that 1 hour long practice, 2 1 hour long practices, and come in the next day and qualify. Like, that fit my style a lot better than what they have to do now. More adamant to move my program to a super late model team rather than, I'm not going to build any super late models, but I would like to, keep up a couple super late models and go around the country and run a few big races or something.
Being around the sport as long as you have and seeing it, through different variations and whatnot, and the Cars Tour in the same way, with the new ownership group, what do you feel like is their biggest challenge here over the next year or two?
That's a great question. I think, that's the elephant in the room right now is what's the next step for the Cars Tour, right? Like, it has grown so big that, even a little bit before they took ownership, it was getting big. Jack McNally and Keeley have done a really good job with it. But with the new ownership, it's just brought in, a lot more social media. It's brought in a lot more eyes on it. So I feel like it's at a point where we all, as a group, the ownership, the teams and fans and everybody, we still got to keep it grassroots. We got to keep it to where it doesn't cost an arm and a leg for, people like, Bobby McCarty, he brings sponsorship money. If it gets too big, then he runs out of sponsorship money, and then now he can't run. Deke McCaskill, Jarrett Fryer, you got the Junior Motorsports and the Kevin Harvick, those teams, they're going to be able to pull the money in. But, for the local guys, the small guys, we got to keep the cost down some so that these guys still can afford it and still be competitive. I think that is the big stepping stone that we got to get over in the next couple of years so we can keep the level of competition where it's at.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you so much, Marcus. I enjoyed speaking with you. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you guys for having me on, and I'll be listening.
Coming up, we'll wrap up another episode of Cars Tours Weekly right after this.
What creates a winning combination? Quality, focus, discipline, and most importantly, speed. At Pepperjack Kennels, we provide exceptional water and land training services for hardworking retrievers. From leading in the field to leading on the track, together we establish winning dogs and a winning team. Devoted to retrievers and motorsports, we are Pepperjack Kennels. Visit us online to learn more.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Late models take center stage again at Five Flags Speedway for a huge twin bill of racing, September 22nd and 23rd. The Blizzard Super Late Models kick it off on Friday night, September 22nd, and on Saturday, the 23rd, champions will be crowned for the Blizzard Series and Alan Turner Pro Late Models in their final visits until the Snowball Derby. It's a can't-miss weekend of action, September 22nd and 23rd, and you can only catch it on Racing America.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Thanks for joining us tonight on Cars Tour Weekly, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies, located in Twin Lakes, Wisconsin. Whether it's dirt or pavement, it doesn't matter because 5-Star is your one-stop shop for all your race car body needs. This weekend, the Cars Tour will be off. Lots of teams prepping for the big races in the fall. What do you think is going to be going on, Alan?
Well, Butterbean told us he's going dirt racing, and I think that's real important for some guys to go to an entirely different discipline, whether it's Millbridge in a micro sprint or whatever, just to to have fun.
Yes.
And then I think you're going to, see some teams, you speak about those big races. Not only do you have South Boston in the fall, but you got Martinsville.
Martinsville's coming up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of guys are now going to kind of shift their focus because, they've got more or less a month or so before that next cars race at South Boston. So they're going to stay busy. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't really feel like a lot of people are going to be taking a weekend off. I feel like mostly everybody's going to be racing somewhere.
But some will take a weekend off.
Some will, and they deserve to. Bless
Yeah.
them. It was pretty hot last weekend.
I
They
bet.
deserved it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Alan. I also want to thank Butterbean Queen and Marcus Richmond for joining us today. Remember, for replays and more, go to racingamerica.tv and be sure to check out Racing America's 24/7 channel, free on connected devices. And don't forget racingamerica.com for all social media channels for any breaking news from the NASCAR Cup Series, Cars Tour, and more. Stay with Racing America. We'll join Rodney Rodriguez next for Dirty Air.
He loves you and Jess.
He does. Rodney's my friend.
Yeah.
Hi, Rodney. I'm supposed to be on with him soon, too.
I'll see you on Dirty Air.
See you on Dirty Air. I'm JD Boucher for Alan Deeds. Thank you so much for joining us on Cars Tour Weekly, presented by 5 Star Race Car Bodies.